Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll talk about Mercedes-Benz engine code P0136. If your check engine light is on, fuel consumption has increased, or your Mercedes is failing emission tests, this video is for you. So let's break down what causes P0136, its symptoms, and how to fix it properly. P0136 means oxygen sensor circuit malfunction. Bank 1. Sensor to this sensor monitors catalytic converter efficiency and exhaust emissions. When it stops sending proper voltage signals, the ECU triggers P0136. Symptoms of P0136. Common symptoms you may notice: check engine light on, reduced fuel efficiency, poor throttle response, rough idle, failed emission test, sulfur or rotten egg smell from exhaust, delayed gear shifting. Sometimes the car may drive normally, but the problem still exists. Here are the most common causes. 1. Faulty downstream oxygen sensor. Most common. 2. Damaged or melted sensor wiring. 3. Exhaust leak near the sensor. 4. Catalytic converter issues. 5. Corroded or loose sensor connector. 6. ECU software fault. Rare. 7. Sensor contaminated by oil or coolant. Mercedes vehicles are sensitive to sensor voltage fluctuations, so even small wiring issues can trigger this code. It indicates the downstream oxygen sensor for bank 1 fails to meet the minimum and maximum voltage limits calibrated for the engine control module to see. Here are 3 simple DIY methods you can try to solve this problem. Method A. Paste the exhaust leaks. The exhaust system begins at the engine combustion chambers and runs along the undercarriage of the vehicle, eventually ending with the visible tailpipe. If you have a leak around the corner, get some exhaust putty to seal it up. First, get a sandpaper and a wet wipe to clean the leaking area for better application. Stir the paste well to activate it. Apply and press the paste to seal the leaking area. After the application, do not start the engine, because the positive pressure from the exhaust will blow out the paste. Let it cure for 2 to 24 hours, depending on the external temperature. The hotter it is, the quicker it will cure. That means you can use something like a hairdryer to heat it up and make it cure faster. Method B. Wrap up the exhaust leads. Exhaust pipes are made out of rolled steel, and there is a welded seam on it. Like this one, the seam will often rot a leak. First, get a sandpaper and a wet wipe to clean the leaking area for better application. Get the heat wrap out and put it in the water for about 30 to 40 seconds to start the activation process. Then, remove it and squeeze out any excess water. Wrap it around the area and overlap it a couple inches on each side. Repeat the process 3 or 4 times. Then squeeze it to make the resin go all through it. Start the car and let it run for 30 minutes so the heat cures it and makes a permanent fix. Method C. The oxygen sensor. This oxygen sensor is located right after the catalytic converter. Bank 1 is on the side with the cylinder number 1. Sensor number 2 is usually the downstream oxygen sensor behind the converter. Visually check the oxygen sensor's electrical connections, wire harness, and metal tabs for any damages. If the damages are found, then replace the oxygen sensor. So here are 3 of the most practical solutions to fix the P0136 error code. After the repair, you can now use the OBD to scanner to clear the error code and tap the rescan button one more time to make sure everything is fine with your vehicle. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more Mercedes diagnostic videos. See you in the next one.